Hi, Kirk Mitchell with Candor Advisors. Checking in this week for all you founders that are either getting unsolicited interest in your business from private equity firms or strategic buyers, or maybe even some family offices or individual investors, and even the strategic buyers, the big companies that are in your business but looking to acquire new geography or customers. A term you'll want to get to know or be aware of or be on the lookout for is a retrade. Now, nobody's going to tell you that they're doing this, but what happens with a retrade is that a company, an interested buyer, whether you've done all the right things like putting an NDA in place or hiring a transaction advisor, getting an M&A lawyer involved. You can do all the right things, provide the financial information, just the right amount, not too much, and start to get into the process of due diligence. And the first segment of that due diligence, or them validating what you've told them about your company, will be financial due diligence. Oftentimes, this is when the buyer seeks to find something in that due diligence process that allows them to tell you that they would still like to buy your company, but they're going to have to pay you less because in due diligence, we found that you're using cash-based accounting, not accrual-based accounting, and therefore your EBITDA is less for the following reasons. Or you're not properly calculating salaries for your C-level executives and you're below market, and so they have to add to your expenses and thereby drop your EBITDA. And so they'll pay you the same multiple, but now your EBITDA is lower, and so the full transaction value is lower. Critical thing here. This happens a lot. Not casting any aspersions about any type of buyer, but in my experience, it happens more often with financial buyers like private equity firms than it does with strategic buyers. I have some views on that. We'll cover those in another post. But the key thing here to do is you've got a few different options. Number one is come back with data and say, this is the reason why we don't agree with your analysis. Here's what our accountants or our advisors say. And so we stick to our numbers and, we're not going to change the deal value. Number two is say, that's interesting. We are not reducing the sale price of the business. So either you're going to have to get comfortable with the idea that you're now paying a higher multiple, or we can walk away from the deal. And number three is just that, walk away from the deal. Look, if you've got a buyer who demonstrated interest in the business and they really want the business, and they found in a real heads-up way that the business just doesn't have the same transferable economics, there is a way to make this work. There is a way to structure it to make it work. There's a conversation to be had around how to refigure the deal, or how to let you go back to the drawing board, or how to pick up the conversation in 6 to 12 months when EBITDA then does get back to the level it needs to be at. But walking away from the deal, going to plan B, which is continuing to run the business, is always an option. So don't let the vortex that you can get sucked into by doing a deal or starting a process pull you to a place where you end up taking less for the company. Beware the retrade. It happens. So if we can be helpful because you're being retraded and you need some guidance, or because you want to make sure that you're in a position to not have that happen to you, reach out to us, candor-advisors.com. Love to talk to you. Have a great week.